the more sessions I have with the front lever, the more I'm discovering and just learning about this movement. Now, this seems fairly obvious because I'm rather new to the front lever and I'm not as exposed to its mechanics and in general how the contraction of muscles feel. I don't exactly know how the front lever is meant to feel. And I guess in that sense, there's a lot of inexperience and naivety that comes with this. However, because of this factor, there's just so much to learn. And one fact I really wanted to mention today was I went back to trying to work on retraction, really emphasizing it in my holds, my negatives and all that. And wow, like the the squeeze I feel in my back is another breed. And I felt this especially in my negatives. And it's a new I honestly thought the very first time I did retraction, like a few sessions ago, I was like, oh, it's all right. Like, I mean, I'm feeling a bit of it in my rhomboids, like my trapezius and all that. But like this session, I feel like I concentrated and genuinely tried to engage those muscles, or at least tried activating it in a way that like properly like facilitates or at least like helps out with the front lever. And because of this, it just felt like a ridiculous squeeze. It was the first time I felt like a genuine inner back pump in a way. I guess I can't really define it as a pump, more just like it's really jacked up. Like, I, I, I really can't articulate what it was, but like it felt really good. And I was, I came into this session under the impression that because I was going to be focusing on retraction, my progression was not going to be as effective. And at a point, I was almost wondering, or like, I guess, pondering that too much of an emphasis on retraction would just hinder my progression, because therefore there's an overemphasis on form, and retraction is just a significantly harder form to be endeavoring for. And going for that protraction will probably help out with like the long or like the short term in which you're able to gain the strength and the muscle understanding for the front lever, and then you can regress a bit and then clean up the form. But I think this is more of a subjective thing, but I really like that retracted motion. Like whenever I do front levers protracted, I feel as though I don't feel like I'm engaging my lats. Rather, I feel like I'm stretching them, and it makes sense because like a lat engagement is a contraction. It's you tighten, like you shorten the muscle. That's the literal definition of contracting a muscle. But because I'm in that almost stretched out position, it's as if that contracted lat is pulling out, and in a way, it's like it's resisting that motion, and it feels like a good pump in a way. Like I feel a lot of my lats activating, but I had points where a while ago in my session, the reason why I didn't train front lever religiously was because I had like a strain in my left lat, and I think it was because of that protracted position. I was overly emphasized in that manner, and my frequency with front lever was very high. However, when I got into the retraction form, the like I'll be honest, I thought there was going to be no lat engagement whatsoever, because last time I did it I was like, oh, I didn't feel it too much, but I still felt it quite a bit in my lats. It wasn't a stretching feeling, it wasn't that kind of sensation, it was like a squeezed contracted sensation, and in that sense it was a very, very relieving pump. It was sensational basically. And I don't know, it just seems like I'm learning so much. And there was another advice or like a modification that I took from the comment section. It was from the fittest me, and he said, why not try and retract your scapula while doing these Victorian crosses? And I can see that or he said that he can see there was quite a bit of momentum in my prior reps and sets. So I decided, okay, well, I'll retract it at the start and see how it feels. And it makes the exercise 10 times harder. And the engagement and the activation, or at least like the feeling that I get in my back is so much more emphasized. And I just feel as though like everything is so amplified. Like it I feel like I'm jumping into conclusions here, and I'm like overly indulging in this matter, and I'm just like, as soon as I get used to it, I'm just gonna like dismiss it. But it's like it's a new discovery, and whenever I find something new in my journey, I really want to articulate it and express it. That's like my main, I guess that's the main point of these videos. I want to think about the landmarks in my mind, or at least my journey, and then mention, okay, so this was the stage where I found, or at least discovered, this activation or this sensation, and then so on, so on, so on, and then like I find another thing, and it just boosts my progression, or at least my understanding of the progression. And retraction is definitely something that I am really looking forward to continuing to pursue and just keep pushing in. Another thing I wanted to consider was the scapular pull-ups, or like bringing your sternum and your chest up to the bar. So this was recommended by Ghost Inspired, and after my static holds and my dynamics from the front lever specific exercises, I was way too tired to do pull-ups with like the sternum touching the bar. Like I was trying to do it and I couldn't even do it without any weight. So I had to like change it to the chin up form and get a bit of a squeeze. And yeah, I was just really tired, and I think to an extent I probably didn't even need these pull-ups. I could probably just like use it in one session per week, and the other session just focus more on like the specificities. Now over here, I was trying out a I think this is a seal row, but I'm not sure how much of a turnover rate it has towards the front lever, but I felt a bit of my lats and a bit of the squeeze and the retraction, but nowhere near as much as actually performing the front levers. So I'm gonna see if these help out a bit in the long run. Maybe incorporate a bit more horizontal work, but it's mainly just a bit of experimenting and seeing how well I can engage that retraction. So that's basically it, and I'll finish it off here.